Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Very interesting statement coming from retired Colonel U.S. military, U.S. Army, retired Colonel Douglas Macgregor, regarding how many Americans, according to the colonel, died in Ukraine. And that is at least 400. Now, personally, I can take that 100%, but on the other hand, I can take that as not being true also 100%. So for me, it's 50-50. Either way, it's possible, 100% it's possible that more than 400 American citizens died over there in Ukraine. Is it probable? Yeah, I think you can get to that number. I don't have the evidence, but thinking that according to a lot of sources, there were thousands of volunteers, let's call them this way euphemistically, volunteers. Some of them were volunteers, some of them were mercenaries. I mean, we're not idiots. So if you take about 10,000, 7,000, to say that 400, I don't know, Ukrainian living in the United States of America went back there to fight would not be a big number. And I used only the Ukrainians. But if you look at names of the ones that they were reported dead, some of them don't have Ukrainian names. Most of them actually ex-Marines and other individuals who went to fight. So the 400, I don't think it's a overestimation. It's very possible, very probable. Now, where does Colonel Macgregor gets his information? I don't know. Maybe he's going to tell us in this article coming from Sputnik. I first heard about Colonel Macgregor when I first saw him invited at Tucker Carlson while he was before he was appointed in the what's his name, Trump's administration, and I saw Tucker promoting Macgregor, and for good reason. And I like Colonel Macgregor. I gotta tell you that. Well, like with all of us, we have this and that. And then he was appointed by the Trump administration in the chief advisor or something like that, a position, and I was happy. I said, well, that's a guy over there who tells things at least straight. Sometimes we make mistakes, but nevertheless, he is an asset for us. So I know him since then. I know how many, 8 years, whatever. And then I know when he made some statements at the other media outlets, the official media outlets, and when he said that Zelensky is just a puppet, just a clown. He was never, ever featured again at CNN, MSNBC, never. And even at Fox. Persona non grata. All right, here it is, Sputnik International. I saw Macgregor, Colonel Macgregor shows up at a Judge or something like this on YouTube sometimes. He has his own channel. I saw him from the very beginning when he had, no subscribers, maybe, and I made a video and I urge people, go, he has it, go in one of the videos, I don't know, a year and some ago, more than a year ago. When I said go in, he opens this, he had about a few thousand at that time, a few thousand meaning maybe 15,000, 10,000, I can't remember, something like that. And now he has 250 or something subscribers. Last time I checked, I don't know how many he's got now. I don't have time to watch everybody and everything. I used to, but not anymore. So here it is. Ex-Pentagon advisor Macgregor says at least 400 Americans died in Ukraine. Former Pentagon advisor Colonel Douglas Macgregor said Wednesday that at least 400 Americans have died in Ukraine and accused authorities in the United States of concealing this information. And I'm quoting, our friend, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, said we should be so grateful no Americans have died in Ukraine. That's a lie. Oh, here it is. That's a lie. We know that at least 400 Americans have died, whether they are contractors or in uniform, Macgregor said on X without saying where the numbers came from. Macgregor added that the Biden administration, and I'm quoting, won't say this and it won't be published by the media. Not now. You know when it's going to be published? After this garbage ends and some people will be given the signal, now you can publish your book. The books are already written. They add to it as they go. And they're going to just change the numbers when they're going to receive the approval. Yes, Mr. Stein or Mr. Kosman or Mr. Kostein or Berger or something like this. You are allowed to do it, and they're going to be immediately New York bestseller or whatever they are. You're gonna see. It's no wonder, because if I write a book tomorrow and I publish it and I give you information, nobody's gonna pick it. But if Weinstein is gonna write a book tomorrow, not that Weinstein, some Weinstein or Zelensky Stein, they're gonna be immediately say, "Oh, he's a knowledgeable guy." Didn't say anything extraordinary. We knew this, but hey, he is the guy who's supposed to. Why? Because he fights for a certain group, for a certain part. Therefore, he's going to be promoted, and you're going to hear from this guy, and this guy is going to promote a narrative, and everybody's going to invite him everywhere. You're going to know about this Shapiro telling you this and that. Yeah, where did you get the funding? Oh, I started with my own money, my mommy and daddy. Be careful. Now, let's go back to this one. Macgregor added the Biden administration won't say this. No, there's going to be an order later when you're going to find all the information, all. They're going to tell you, yes, we were involved over there militarily 100%. The former Pentagon official also believes that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and I'm quoting, will end up in one of his mansions in Cyprus or Italy, or possibly end up in Florida. Now, I have to disagree with Colonel Macgregor. He doesn't have the information right. He needs to pay attention to these kind of things. And I'm going to give my point. When the Ukraine conflict is over, adding that this whole thing is a scam and the Ukrainians have been exploited by the United States, end quote. No, Zelensky-Stein, if you follow the Zelensky-Stein routes, they are London, Mr. Colonel Macgregor, London, Israel, and the United States of America, not Cyprus. They're ready to be hooked in Cyprus, so they will not go in Cyprus, okay? And Florida, yeah, probably Florida or New York. Hint, hint. All right, so why do you think most of the so-called Russian oligarchs, most of them, end up in London? Why do you think it's so? Look at their early life and you find out Zelensky-Stein. Why? Because London is a free country? Really? It's because they work for someone else. Anyway, remember when he was, I can't remember who that was, in history, ancient history, but that was a regular happening. It would happen like this. Let's say I'm in my town, in my city-state, let's say I'm in Athens, and I try to take over, I can't succeed, I have my enemies, they want to kill me, and guess where I'm going? I'm going to the enemy, to the, how do I put it, the deadly enemy of Sparta. So I go to Sparta, they take me in, and then I come back with Spartans and destroy Athens. So that's what usually they go to the enemy. So when you hear these guys, the oligarchs leaving Russia, going to London, you can only imagine MI6 connection. But hey, I don't have the evidence. But I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot either. So could that be? Yeah, I think even the United States has forces inside there, as we had in Vietnam, advisors and trainers and all that, who are dying. Remember in Vietnam? Yeah, they had advisors and military advisors, and they were dying. Just bum bum bim bum 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 bam bam bam. So the same here. We don't hear about them, but history teaches you that what happened before will happen again under different names and different time, maybe different location. But it will happen. You know why? Because the common denominator is we are all human, so we act in the same way most of the time, pain and pleasure, or interest and no interest. We all under the same circumstances, which is war, or domination, or power, or enrichment. We act the same way. If you can cut the line and nobody will see you, and you're going to have this, you're going to get some millions, you would do it. I mean, if you don't, excellent. But most of us will do it. Why? It's the temptation. If nobody would ever find out about it, There are not a lot of people who say, you know what, I respect myself so much, I will not do that. You will say, you will find the justification. Why not? Actually, I'm a good person. With this one, I can help a lot of people. Like, for instance, Judas. Judas was telling Jesus Christ that, hey, with all these donations, with all this, so if we get together, we can actually help the poor in different way than Jesus was talking. Jesus was talking about the heart, the soul, the Judas was talking about money, about overthrowing sending the Romans packing to Rome, making that region free and liberating his people. And but the other one was talking about a different kind of liberation. So the same, you will find reasons why, I can use this to help people. If I would get about $20 billion after tax, I'm going to give, 5 billion, 10 billion, I will give it. I will invest it in certain organizations, certain groups, certain movements. Give to poor people who want to improve themselves, not poor people who just, not like that. All right. But you will find the justification. If I have it, since I'm a good person, I will do good things. You're going to find justifications. Never. And you say, why shouldn't I take it? Someone else might take it, and that person is not as good as I am. Or so on, And you might find other justifications. Those people are bad dudes. They all stole from us. Therefore, I should take it. If I take it, I can do good things. I can balance the evilness, which is good. But still, the act is stealing. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.